So, if I gave you $1,000 right now, and I told you the only thing you can do with that $1,000 was turn it into a million, or you had to give it right back. And you can take as long as you need to make it a million, but that's what you have to do with it. If I told you that's the only thing you do with it, would you give it back? First off, if you didn't turn it into a million, would you be willing to give that back to me? I just gave you $1,000. If not, you probably should do some inner soul searching there for a minute if you're willing to take from somebody that's giving you something. But if I gave you $1,000 and you were struggling through life, and I say, hey, look, I know I see you struggling. I get that, but this $1,000 I'm giving you, it's not meant for the struggle. You're struggling. You make it through every day. You get through each day. You've done it before you met me. You've done it before and after. It'll be the struggle that you decide that you're going to live with. Because I'm giving you an opportunity. I give you $1,000 and I say, hey, turn this into a million. Ask yourself, can I take $1,000? Is that even reasonable? $1,000, can I turn that into a million? But remember, I'm giving you infinity amount of time. You just can't spend that money on anything that isn't turning into a million. If you're making money off of that $1,000 at all, at some point you can give it back easily. You already made $2,000, $3,000. You can give that $1,000 back, whatever. Okay, and it can stop there, whatever. It's sad if it does, but if you can, that $1,000 become a million. Yes, it can become a million. There's plenty of millionaires will tell you exactly what I'm saying is very much a reality. Think about the person that invented, the smiley face on, a t-shirt. That little $5 t-shirt that they bought and put a smiley face on it, that turned into a million. That was like $5 or $6 probably. Turned into $1,000,000 idea and growing and growing and growing. So if I gave you $1,000 right now and you're struggling, would you spend it on your struggles? You probably would. I mean, that's an honesty. You'd probably spend it because you think that you need to spend it because you need $1,000. But you didn't have that $1,000 before you met me, and you were doing just fine. I mean, you were struggling. I get that. But if I gave you $1,000, what would change? More than a few minutes, maybe a day, a week, tops, 2 weeks, maybe a month even, of niceness and contentness. Because oh my gosh, I got all my bills caught up and I'm feeling good. But then here it comes around the next month, and we're right back to square one. A month later, man, I really need another $1,000. But I gave you $1,000, so you turned it into a million. Why do you need another $1,000? I mean, because I spent it on what I needed, right? And that's what you say. That's what people say. I needed it, so I spent it on rent. But that wasn't for rent. That was for $1,000,000. Why'd you spend it on rent? Do you have my $1,000 back then, at least? No, you don't have it. So you want me to give you another $1,000? That $1,000. We just went over how it literally can be done and made you a million. It could be done. It literally is a business model, and I don't know how you're going to turn it into a million. There's all kinds of ideas and ways to do it. Buy you a bunch of little small stocks and then just flip them over and over and over and over and over and over. Buy the dip, sell it off. There you go. You can make a million out of that with $1,000. It might take you a long time, but that's only if you're not scaling it right. Because, if you're only using, I don't know what you're not going to be buying and selling the same amount after you start making $2,000, I hope, or $3,000. I hope you're not still buying the $500 here and $500 dip here. I hope you are buying more of a $1,500 dip and and then it grows to $2,000 dips you're buying and then watching it grow, and then it grows to fucking $5,000, and you get where I'm coming with this, right? So it's easily understanding, I guess not easily because here I am. It's a very reasonable understanding that you can take $1,000 and make a million out of it. And if I gave you $1,000 and told you the only thing you could do was make $1 million out of it, would you be able to make $1 million out of it? If you answer no, because that's crazy, I need that money, then you're not content with what appreciation means. Somebody gives you an opportunity and you use it on the things that you think you need more than the opportunity that they're giving you. Because I'm telling you, I know you can be a millionaire with that $1,000. I'm a millionaire, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I am actually, but I'm not. I live in a millionaire lifestyle or anything like that. But because I don't want that lifestyle, it's a horrible lifestyle to live. Be happy and be humble. Though some people that makes a big deal to them, and they need that, and it makes them feel content. Money should provide nothing but opportunity. It shouldn't provide your happiness. If you're happy because of the opportunities you've been given, that means you're appreciative of those moments that you've learned in life, and that's what makes you happy, truly happy. True happiness isn't about what we have; it's about what we give. The only way to be happy is to give away things. When somebody else needs something and you give them something, they're happy and that fills you. It can be selfish, I guess, or whatever, but that's the only true happiness. And even that happiness will run out. That's why you got to constantly give. But if you run out of things to give, then where you at? You're no better than where you started off, and you just gave it all away. But if you've gotten to the point where I'm trying to get you to, you took that $1,000, turned it to $1,000,000. Now, obviously, that $1,000,000, if you know how to do that, you can turn that $1,000,000 into $1,000,000,000 in no time, because now you got bigger sums to work with. It worked before. Why would it not work again with bigger? Whatever avenue you went to make $1,000,000, it worked. And you take that and you just repeat it with bigger amounts of money. Okay, so and you're never going to truly be happy unless you're content with the fact that you have enough. You know what I mean? If you don't have enough in life, it's because you decided you needed more. Nobody told you. Okay, so like the only thing you need in this life, I'll tell you right now, you need food, you need sleep, and you need some kind of like walls or structure around you. Now, you could get all that at a lake in a tent. You know what I mean? There you got your walls around you, keep yourself safe inside. You got some blankets. You got the river to fish out of, and you got a fishing pole, and you can use the worms from the ground. So you can live off that. That's what you need. Okay, you have everything at that point that you need. Everything else is just what you want, and it fills in these little gaps and holes of, well, life, because that's what life is continuous amounts of spending money. Somehow we've gathered our brains around to think that money is limited. It's not, because if it's not a dollar, it's a it's a cryptocurrency. If it's not a cryptocurrency, it's a yen or whatever. That's nothing compared to the fact that it's still there. You know what I'm saying? Like those. There's no limit is my whole point on money. And if money is if that's what you feel that you need to make you happy, then you're missing out on life a lot. And you're never going to be rich. You're never going to have the nice things in life that you want. I know it's it's kind of hard to hear, but you're not going to have it because you don't have the mindset to get it. The mindset to get, life doesn't give people things that don't appreciate it. And the only way to appreciate it is to realize everything after the walls and the food in your stomach, that is gifts that life's given you. I don't care if you did something to get it. You think you did all these things to get it. But if it wasn't for my $1,000 or the person that you bought your products or whatever it is that made you who you are, then if you didn't give appreciation to those entities besides you, if it's all about you and what you did, and you no longer see all these other pieces come into play, and that's the only reason you are where you're at, you're never gonna be rich. And rich is easy, man. Rich is not hard. Rich is appreciation. It starts with appreciation. The richest people in the world probably don't feel rich, other than the fact that everybody keeps telling them that they're rich. That's the only thing that makes it, I guess real for anybody, like you're in the news, like Elon Musk, always in the news. You know what I mean? He might get arrogant and cocky. I don't know where he's at in his lifestyle, but he seems pretty humble for the most part. What the little bits I've followed, and he's bought nice things and everything. I bet you if I were to sit down and talk to him, he would probably agree with a lot about what I'm saying here. Once you have the necessities around you, which are easy for anybody to get, like I said, you can have everything you need. You don't even need a tent. That's still another luxury. And you can build your walls with some branches and stuff like that, and you spend all day on it. You could have a little hut, a little tiny hut, in the forest somewhere and next to the river, and you could do that with if nobody distracts you. You could literally get that done because you can do anything. We can do anything we want. I mean, anything that we spend time on becomes reality. I'm sure if I were to look back in the past and I told, 1,000 years in the past, I told them, hey, yo, we're gonna have like planes that we made, not UFOs, but our own. We're gonna have our own planes in the sky. We're gonna have these little boxes that we're talking to our loved ones from across the world. We're gonna be able to. They'd be like, okay, you're fucking crazy. You're insane. That's impossible. Well, see, that's the problem. There's no such thing as impossible. There's only I'm possible. You're possible. What we want to do is possible. Okay? So, I want to go ahead and finish this off with, because I don't know if I'm just rambling on. I don't know if I've gotten through to anybody. And if I haven't at this point, then I probably never will. If you get opportunities in life and you throw them away based on what you think you need today so badly, it was what you needed yesterday, and that's why you took the opportunity, the $1,000 somebody gave you or whatever, and you spent it immediately on the things you needed, and you didn't grow, because that's not yours. If somebody gives you something that's not yours, it is to be appreciated. And appreciation doesn't mean you own it now. That's exactly the aspect I want you to understand. When somebody gives you something, it doesn't become yours just because they gave it to you. It becomes something that you should be passing forward. And take that little movie, Pay It Forward. If we could all get in that mentality, somebody gave you something, and you want to continue to give. If I give you $1 and you give it away to somebody else, you just gave my dollar away and you took credit for it. Whatever, I'm just fine if that's what you need. But if you feel content with that and that's what makes you happy, you'll find. I strongly think that it'll find. I'm not Mr. Know-It-All, but I feel like you probably end up being back where you were at later on, where you need another dollar to give to somebody else so you can feel like you're fulfilling things. You want people to like you, then you're not going to be rich. If you want people to appreciate you, you're not going to be rich. If you constantly need, you're never going to be rich. Once you realize that you have everything that you need, it's up from there. Okay? I hope that helps somehow. I guess that's the best way to put it. Once you realize that you have everything you need, it's all uphill from there. You can run into different faults or whatever, but you have everything you need, and that's all you need. Stop throwing that word around like, I need a cigarette. I need you to love me. You don't need any of those things. Those are not needs. Those are really big desires or wants. But why can't those desires be money and fame and shit? Why can't it be those things? It can be. There's no real question there. Right? It can be exactly those things. You just decide you want to believe that it can't be. So I'm going to leave you guys all with that thought. And manifest your own futures, man. Don't let nobody be the reason you're not happy today. If it takes being a millionaire or whatever, don't you blame anybody else but yourself if you're not where you think you need to be. See you guys.